Major Maryland Terps football recruiting news as a four-star edge rusher by the name of Zahir Mathis has officially joined the Terps football program. It's been a while since we talked some Terps pigskin. Last season didn't go the way we wanted it to, but so far, working the transfer portal, working the NIL landscape and recruitment, which I think Mike Locksley does a really good job at, they've got another high-level recruit. I got some other Maryland news I want to touch on with you guys also, and we'll break it down here for you right here on the Flex Zone Podcast, your home for Maryland Terps content. The only place giving you sports and Maryland Terps content how you want it when you need it. Make sure you go ahead, stiff arm that subscribe button if you're new. We do Maryland content throughout the year. Football, basketball, news, rumors, recruiting. And as always, hit that thumbs up. Tackle it. Leave us a thumbs up. It helps us out tremendously in a world where everything's going up. We stay the same, and it costs you nothing to show love. Leave a comment, hit that bell. We want to hear from you. What do you think about the move? What do you think about Zahir Mathis and some of the other news that I break down for you today on the Flex Zone Podcast? But I came up here. I was excited when we got Mr. Ely, Zion Ely out of St. Francis via Joppa. Once again, we got to give love to Maryland for doing what they need to do, getting some big-time recruits into their program. Indeed, it is. Four-star edge rusher Zahir Mathis has literally just committed within the last hour of me recording this video when you see it. He announced on the 24/7 Sports live stream Wednesday he's the number 114 ranked recruit, but number 12 edge rusher in the country according to 24/7 Sports Composite. He is the third highest ranked player in the class of 2025 and their sixth, count them, six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, six four-star recruit. 6'6", 225, ideal size. He attends Imhotep Institute in Philly. We know the great programs. We know the great athletes that come out of the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia metro area, Delaware. He had 34 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, and 3 sacks as a senior. He originally committed to Ohio State, but he did decommit on November 18th and chose the Terps over Florida State. So once again, big ups to the Maryland collecting NIL dollars. Damon Evans, Mike Locksley, Steve Shamwell. We got the anonymous, $10 million donated to the athletic department just this past week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is allowing us to get guys who were originally committing to the Ohio States, the Florida States, the Blue Bloods coming to Maryland. And it's a good look because you want to flip a few guys. You have to flip a few guys when it comes to recruiting. And it all comes down to NIL dollars. They want to know how much they're going to get paid, obviously. And with that coming into 2025, this automatically makes your defense better. We talked about the lack of a pass rush. We talked about the lack of being able to control the line of scrimmage. We talk about the lack of, I don't want to say they were bad against the run. I just feel like over the course of a game, they didn't have guys that would require double teams or could get off quick enough to maybe stop a play in the backfield or turn the tide of the momentum of a game. We see it with the Ravens. Who are those home run hitters, those playmakers, those closers that can get after the quarterback, get a strip sack, get a big sack on third down, stop the running back in the backfield for a major loss, can set the edge well also. Those are things that we're looking for. In my opinion, we know the secondary struggled. They were young. But one thing that will help out a struggling secondary is a good front seven, a good pass rush. And Zahir Mathis, I won't let the numbers. He had 34 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks. I don't know what he's going to be at the college level. We never know. That's why it's recruiting. That's why these young players are like tea bags. You don't know what you're going to get till you put them in hot water. But he has the measurables, has the athletic ability. Obviously, Ohio State saw that. We saw them just win a national championship. Florida State, they are perennial contenders in the ACC most years. So that news right there is something to be proud of. So look out for him along with the 5 other 4-stars for 2025. So we got some 2026 guys, but this coming season, we got some guys to keep our eye on. And Zahir Mathis is right at the top of that list. And it'll be intriguing to see what happens there with him as well. Real quick, offensive coordinator. We do have an offensive coordinator finally for the Terps. Obviously, Pep Hamilton, a familiar name. He is the offensive coordinator. Hamilton has bounced around from college to the NFL. He was recently with the Texans in 2022. I even did a video saying he could be a good fit for Jackson Ravens. He was the team's quarterback coach, passing game coordinator in 2021 with the Texans also. He was a quarterback for the Chargers, quarterback coach for the Chargers in 2020, Herbert's rookie year with Anthony Lynn, and head coach and general manager of the XFL's DC Defenders in the 2020 pandemic short season. His son, Jackson, is actually an incoming freshman for the Terps. He's a 3-star quarterback. So another one of those recruits. What a way there. He can coach his son. He can work on the offense. And his most newsworthy thing was Pep Hamilton working with Andrew Luck. And this was at Stanford in 2011. He was a runner-up, was Andrew Luck for the Heisman Trophy. And he was Luck's offensive coordinator with the Colts from 2013 to 2015, probably his best season. You can attribute that to Andrew Luck. But Pep Hamilton, I think, is maybe leaving the NFL game is good for him. Going to college, bringing what he knows from the NFL. I don't know what his philosophy is, but with Andrew Luck, what did they do? They ran the football. They ran the football. They ran the football. And not only did they run the football, they used play action. They used the boots. They used the waggles. They used maybe more of a West Coast scheme, rolling the quarterback out, getting him on the move, throwing the ball through each level, shallow, intermediate, and deep. And I think using the tight ends. So those are things I think we're going to see more of. Running the football, wanting to establish the run, utilize play action to take your shots down the field when you have them, and also use the backs and tight ends in the receiving game as an extension of the running game. And Luck said in college, I love Pep. I've been with Pep for a long time. I feel like I've grown a lot with him as a player. He's been the quarterback coach for Howard, Stanford at the college level, at the pro level, Texans, Chargers, Browns, Bears, 49ers, and Jets. And he is going to be key. We got a big-time, high-touted freshman, Malik Washington, the highest-rated prospect in Maryland Terps football history. He will be touted and tasked with developing the young QB. He was last in the college game at Michigan in 2017 and 2018 as well. So more news there as well from the Maryland Terps football aspect as well. We also got offensive linemen. We know offensive line is probably the biggest need outside of defense line being number 2. Rotrell Perry Jr., Richard Jr., 3-star Connecticut State, is coming to the Terps. I touched on this a little bit in other videos, but I did want to shout him out and show that here as well. I'll actually bring up the image here, but offensive line. He's a 3-star. Got him next year, so 2025 and 2026. He played 3 seasons for FCS Central Connecticut State. Started 13 ankle. Blue Devils offensive line helped them win the Northeast Conference and appear in the FCS playoffs last season. He played 2 games against FBS opponents Central Michigan and UMass. Perry did only allow 2 pressures and no sacks according to Pro Football Focus. So we'll keep an eye on that. And those are some things we're definitely looking forward to as we head towards the football season. New GM of Maryland football. He will be in charge of revenue sharing, management, general manager for Maryland Athletics. So Leroy Simon back home. And then also we have defensive linemen. I also talked about this real quick, I think, in some of my other videos. D.B. Holmes transfers back to Maryland football. He is going to be coming in freshman defensive lineman. He was at Florida State. He's coming back to Maryland for the Seminoles. And untapped potential there, but another defensive lineman to go with maybe some elite teammates from St. Francis. So you see there, Holmes, he was the number 2 recruit in 2024. He's from DC, so local tie 6'6", 55 is Ilya 6'6", 225, and he returned home and he has 4 years of eligibility remaining. So we'll get a good look at Holmes, who good look at Ely, and of course, my guy Zahir Mathis, who I'm talking about in this video as well. Big ups to Maryland football. We can't complain too much. They got the guys that they need. They obviously could use a couple of more guys on the offensive line, defensive line, corner, whatever else, receiver. But it's a start. You got what, 6 4-stars coming in this year. You got a couple big name recruits in 2026 potentially with Ely and some of his teammates. So it's going to be very important to see. Now you got them. This is where coaching and development and training these young professionals, student athletes that are now paid professionals, to becoming guys that can level up, turning a 4-star to a 5-star, turning a 3-star to a 4-star, like we've seen with Holmes, untapped potential, turn to a 3, flipping the fruit guy that will maybe go into Ohio State or Michigan or other teams in the division, or even a Florida State, flipping them back home here to Maryland. I think it's going to be very, very imperative, and you've seen them do it a little bit this offseason. You got Mr. G. Roy, Canadian CFL Hall of Famer. I think he obviously knows how to land well. I think he's having that position, which we've seen with Andrew Luck, Ron Rivera returning back, and others. But I want to get you some quick football news, notes, and recruiting news for Maryland football. God's favorite host here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, sign off in the comment section, leave a favorite emoji. Let me know your thoughts on the Terps getting another 4-star, 6 in the class of 2025. We know about Ailey in 2026. Hopefully he stays. Malik Washington's there, and others. Pep Hamilton returning as offensive coordinator. What do you think about his play calling? Him and Locke have some familiarity. So I think, like I said, expect play action, expect running the football, expecting using the backs, tight ends, maybe some West Coast, and taking some deep shots down the field. Obviously, they could use more offensive line, defensive line, corner, receiver, tight end. We'll see. And maybe even, I think running back's actually a strength. Ray and McDonald, they do pretty good with them. So I think he will utilize and unlock what they're able to do. I want to hear from you down below. Big time Maryland news for recruiting. We got Maryland basketball preview coming as well. And we'll have a post show with them facing Ohio State. God's favorite host signing off. Let me know your thoughts down below as Zahir Mathis is coming to Maryland. Peace. I'll see you in the next video.